Hello there, how are you? I hope that all of you are well and everything is absolutely amazing on your end. Welcome back. This is your Light in Darkness, and I am back again with another update and another beautiful reading for all of you once again. Today's update is talking about a few connections, associations, and friendships your counterpart had, which played a major role in your separation or the suffering you endured on your journey, as well as your counterpart's current feelings and emotions towards you and your connection. Okay, which again is related with these other connections and associations I already talked about. Right now I see that your person is feeling very, very remorseful, sorrowful, and upset about your absence in their life, about the loss of your connection and your presence. They have realized or are realizing that it's because they were feeding snakes in their life. It's because they associated themselves with snakes disguised as their own friends or family. They brought it all upon themselves. They brought the suffering in their life. They brought this misery in their life. They brought the separation, which is becoming unbearable for them as each day passes by, and this ill fate as well. Something has happened here or is in works, which is exposing these people in front of your counterpart for your person to see their real faces and realize their true intentions, or just become aware of what's going on in their life and what had been happening. I see that you two are in no contact completely. There's complete separation here, complete silence, which forced your person to go within and ask few questions with themselves and even answer them by their own self. So I see that they have reached a conclusion here. They have realized a truth that the people they surrounded themselves with, the people they asked for approval and advice, were not the kind of people they should have brought in their life in the first place. Or if these are their friends or family, they should have just kept healthy distance or boundaries, which didn't happen. And that's what I see they are regretting the most after realizing the truth. Actually, you had a lot of narcissists here, a lot of sadistic people here who did everything in their power, did everything that came in their mind to destroy your connection completely or poison it to such an extent that it led to you two hating onto each other or turning into enemies for a while. That's what I see. That's what these people intended to do. I don't see it being consciously there in their mind. The truth is that these people have that kind of a nature where they like destroying people's lives or beautiful relationships or anything that's healthy, that's radiant, that's loving or beautiful. I hope all of you remember a channeling I posted a while ago where I talked about educating yourself about narcissism and what kind of narcissists are there. It was all for this reason, so that you could heal yourself, or in other instances and cases, you can protect yourself if you have one in your life. Because I see so many such people here in your situation. Even at present, the snakes I'm talking about are the same narcissists God tried to warn you about or is trying to warn you about. It's very, very important for you to educate yourself about this, because I can clearly see the damage they created in your life or brought to you, the way they affected your mental health, your overall well-being, and everything about you, your life. I cannot explain how disturbing it is, this view here. It is so depressing to see what you had endured because of these people. You lost all your confidence. All that beauty of yours was gone. I see you suffering unbearably, experiencing the pain which was just not going away. I see you overthinking, crying every single night for some sleep, having so many sleepless nights, not knowing what to do, having no clarity, having a mind filled with utter chaos and confusion. Man, this is just so disturbing. So disturbing and upsetting. The trauma I see a lot of you have or had can kill a person. And that's why it's so important to educate yourself about the damage a narcissist can bring to you. So at the moment, I'm seeing that each and every experience these people gave to you on your journey is being given to them. I do not see any card of judgment or justice here. Still, I can tell you that it has already started. And they're not even anywhere near the worst phase of their life. But whatever it is, even at this point of time, is worse than the worst. So you can just imagine what lies ahead for these people. And most of these people were your counterparts' friends here. I see male friends here more than female friends. But I do see presence of a female here as well who's more likely a family member, a sister, mother, aunt, relative, in some cases acquaintance or a neighbor. In other cases, I do see their own sibling here, brother or sister, or their own brother-in-law or sister-in-law. These people, what should I say about them? One of the worst kind of people were there in your life or are there in your life. These are demons disguised as human beings. And it's not always the case where you can spot a narcissist by just looking at them. There are so many cases and instances where it took years for people to realize that they had a narcissist in their life or they were dealing with one. Those were the kind of people I see you had here. Your counterpart made a mistake of bringing these people in, and the problem was that they were too immature and too unwise to realize what was happening. In some cases, even they didn't care about any of this, because under their influence, they turned into one. They turned into a narcissist as well. That's what led to you suffering so much or enduring the pain you didn't deserve to endure. You didn't deserve any of this. It's just because these are demons here. These are snakes here, sadistic individuals here who like giving pain to people, who like destroying good, kind, strong people, confident people, who just like disrupting the peace into people's lives, who like to bring chaos into people's lives. You suffered and had to endure all of this. But the good news here is that I see your person changing here, which is nothing less than a miracle here. I see your person realizing what they have done and slowly but surely moving towards repentance, which is again nothing less than a miracle. Because it's almost impossible for a narcissist to have any kind of empathy or realize his or her mistakes. Even though I see your person, for the time being, turned into a narcissist or a very cruel, atrocious, rude, arrogant person, the love you two had, actually have, didn't fade away. Though I see these people tried everything in their power to remove it, to delete it and destroy it completely. But because of the nature of your connection and because your love is eternal in nature, it cannot be destroyed. So I see that it's because of that love. Your person is connecting back with their real self, with their true self, as well as the love you do share. And that is what is bringing in a positive change within them. I see them crying right now. I see them regretting over what they did. It's because of these people and their influence, they deceived you, which is a mistake. Okay, I'm not denying the fact that your person may have also done you the worst or may have hurt you beyond repair. I'm not justifying their actions or anything. I'm explaining to you what happened and what is happening. What they did was surely not just a mistake but a big blunder. In some cases it was a sin. It is a sin, for that. I see them paying the price even now, or they'll have to. But the ironic thing here is that I see them changing. I see them realizing their mistakes and looking at these people the way they should have looked at them in the past. If that's what happened, you could have avoided the struggle, this painful separation, and other unfortunate events you had to experience on your journey. However, it was all needed in some way, shape, or form for you to grow, evolve, and learn your lessons. So all I'm gonna say is that it all happened for a good reason. Now, when I see things changing, I can say to you that you'd heal and may even thank God for this time apart and the struggle you endured, because I see a wonderful outcome for you here. Talking about these people, I'm seeing that at this point of time, they're standing at the same spot you were in, or at the same spot they pushed you to be in. Only God knows how these people are going to endure or tolerate what's coming their way. This struggle, this torment, this suffering, this pain, this confusion, this chaos, this ordeal, this challenge, these challenges, and all the suffering that's headed their way or is already there in their life for them to experience. Only God knows how they'll handle. But one thing is assured, that whatever is happening or is going to happen is going to serve you, your connection, and your person in the long run. As I see that these people have either betrayed your person recently or are going to, which is going to turn everything around in your favor. It's not like your person is going to remain under their influence or in their control for whole of their life. That's not what I see. Instead, I see them distancing themselves, crying over the spilled milk, and regretting their choices and decisions. Because deceiving your own counterpart is not something that can be taken lightly or overlooked. As I said, in some cases, they have sinned. So I see them realizing that and repenting over it, which is a good thing in the end. It will only bring you two closer, and it doesn't matter if you to come back together as a couple or not. A reunion is not necessarily a physical relationship. It differs. It varies from situations to situations and circumstances, as well as people, depending on where they are. I hope you're getting my point. Though I see reunions here, marriages as well, or reconciliations if you two were married already, I see that their friend or their own family member suggested them, manipulated and influenced your counterpart to block you out of their life, thrash you out of their life, and deceive you. This person wanted to see your counterpart treat you in the worst manner possible because it was pleasurable for this person. It is disturbing for me to even talk about this and explain this. I don't want to go into details. I'm just trying to be as brief as possible so that you get the message, the guidance, suggestions, and advice, and whatever clarity you need. Narcissists are one of the most wicked, evil, malicious, and insidious of people you can ever come across. And there were so many here I see you came across here or had in your situation, coming from all corners, from their friend circle, from their family, within their family, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, and God knows from where they came from. I don't see these kind of people in your life because most of you are awakened and you do not share much about your life, your connection, or anything else with other people. If you do so, stop it. It'll only backfire and you may just land in some sort of big trouble, because for empaths like you, isolation is needed. That's why separation happens. That's why you lose friendships, connections, relationships, family members, or even jobs, careers. There's always a reason. God tries to protect you from these kind of people because you are the best prey for these kind of narcissists. They know how to use your unregulated kindness and empathy against you. They'll turn you into your own worst enemy. They know how to do so. That's why it's very important to be alone and focused on your own self, on your own healing, on growth, research, development, empowerment, and all these kind of things. That's why your separation is a blessing in disguise. Many people do not realize it until later, but you have to. The channelings which you receive are not something you should take granted for. There's always a hidden message there. There's always a forethought. There's always something you only realize in hindsight, learn in hindsight. After you listen to this message, after you see what happened with you, after you'll reflect over something, over past happenings, you'll realize that it was all for a reason. There was something you were getting protected from. There was something God saved you from, or someone. There was something you had to learn, accept, or let go. There was something you needed to change. That's why it all happened. Now, seeing them in this suffering, experiencing everything they've made you experience, especially the friends, because what should I say about these people? There was one, or is one, who is just straight up devil here. This person looked down on you and wished you suffering just because this person is materially rich. So the arrogance and the pride and the upbringing made this person think that you deserve to suffer because you're kind, and in this person's perspective, you were weak, you were weakling. Kindness is a weakness for this person, I'm sorry. Empathy is weakness for this person, or in this person's perspective. I see another one here who thinks that everything has to go his or her way, who thinks that people he or she dislikes deserve to suffer or even die. This person wished death for you, a friend of theirs, in some cases even yours, possibly acquaintance or a jealous neighbor in some cases. Your person is as well mutually acquainted with this person. So while trying to know about your whereabouts, they may have tried to connect with this person who did the best in talking smack about you or your character, or blackening your image, so that the separation could be elongated or your blessings could be blocked. These are the kind of people I see you have in your life, and there's nothing to be surprised about. It's because you are one of the best kind of people. You attract the worst because they intend to destroy you. They intend to bring you down, bring death to you, which kind of returns back in their life. I see them landing into situations as such. I cannot explain the kind of suffering they have attracted, the kind of trauma the suffering or this phase is going to give them. You came out successfully and victoriously, or are going to, but these people, I don't see that at all. They deserve it. That's why I'm saying you have to learn and educate yourself about narcissism and narcissists, because you are not the kind of person who enjoys seeing people in suffering. Even when you'll see these people suffer, you'll feel bad about it, and even then they'll attack you. That's why it's important to learn detachment. That's why you have this period of isolation, so that you can learn and grow and evolve. Your kindness is not your weakness, but when you do not have much of a wisdom to use it or regulate it, people can use it against you, and that's what these kind of people do, because they know or they knew that you wouldn't answer back, or you have no power to retaliate, things like that. There are many other things and factors which make a narcissist act in such a way. And the biggest problem was your person's immaturity, their negative attitude, their arrogance and their ego, which these people used in the best of manner. But the good thing here is that I see it all dissolving here for you and for your connection. I see your person missing you, feeling grief over what happened, wishing to bring you back in their life and resolving things. And at the same time, distancing themselves from these people, which was almost impossible in the past. As I see that these people had them in their claws completely or under their influence. Now, the kind of state these people are going to be in, or the kind of suffering that's going to enter in their life, I don't see them even being able to understand what's going to happen or what they'll do in their life. They'll be as miserable or even more miserable, sorrowful, helpless, and hopeless than you were. That's the kind of state I see these people are attracting or are in right now, especially the friends or the siblings or in-laws here. In some cases, relatives and even acquaintances, the mutual ones here, who just, these are snakes, so what else can you expect from them? They love poisoning people's lives, their relationships and everything. They like destroying people because it's pleasurable. I don't want to remind you of the hurt you endured or the humiliation or the pain or the suffering, because I see you all healing here and I wish healing for you. So I'm just going to say that expect justice and know that whoever has hurt you or had hurt you, whoever poisoned your connection, whoever thought that they'll get away after what they've done to you, that's never going to happen. Because I see these people suffering here even more intensely and miserably than you have suffered. They are getting deceived by other people or are going to get deceived. I see their connections with their own spouses and family members rotting completely. The way they rotted yours or the way yours turned out because of them. They made sure that your person turns into an enemy against you or a hater. They wanted to see that because it gave them a sense of pleasure and authority. They loved seeing you in pain or feeling lost and defeated. They loved that look on your face or the imagination they were having back then. Imagining you or assuming that you were suffering or you had no clarity, nowhere to go, no one to talk to, nothing. They loved that. That's the kind of state I see these people landing into here. They are attracting narcissists even worse than them. And the problem here is that these are unwise people. So they don't educate themselves. They don't learn. They don't care about awareness and development. And this is what I see is going to work against them and in your favor. I see beautiful things for you here. Finally, I see your person changing, which is a big thing, big thing, because freeing yourself from the claws and the clutches of a narcissist, especially one you're friends with or have family with, is next to impossible. Too difficult. Way too difficult. I see that happening here. So be grateful for this. Because this doesn't happen easily. This doesn't come out of nowhere. It takes years and ages for such kind of changes to unfold, which I see is happening here. So expect healing your way, expect good news your way, expect these people to get humbled, which I see may happen. I'm not going to assure you that it'll surely happen, but the possibility is there. Some of these people may learn their lessons, which is not that easy, but it's a possibility here. So I see that coming your way. And other than that, I'm just seeing you two coming back together and your person choosing you in the end. Even if they have to go against these people, which is again is a very difficult thing. Because narcissist can destroy you completely if you choose to retaliate or say no or anything. However, I see their own actions and reactions are going to turn against them and backfire at them, which is even happening right now as we speak. And they are furious over it. Some of them are just feeling helpless and hopeless because your person learned his or her lesson or is learning his or her lesson. They are growing, they're evolving, they're choosing to stand up for themselves and realize your worth and value, which these people made sure never happens. That is a big thing here. I'm not emphasizing and focusing on these people's suffering. I am emphasizing and focusing on what is going on in your person's mind and the change they're displaying. I see you two coming back together here. Even those who got separated after you came to know about some sort of cheating and betrayal your person did or came up with because of these people, I see that resolving here. And your person repenting for it. They are crying over you at this point of time. Seeing these people's real faces, because they can never be anyone's friends. They can never be anyone's family. All they like, all they want is power and control. So no matter what's happening at the moment, heal. Focus on healing and growing, because it takes ages, years, and even lifetimes for people to heal from narcissistic abuse and that trauma. So help yourself and help other people. Coach yourself, guide yourself, and become the best version of yourself, because I see that you have a very bright future ahead of you. And these people, God knows. Only God knows what's going to happen. I don't want to go into details here because all I see is immense suffering for these people. Immense. No, there's no limit to that. As these people broke their own records while hurting you, now the suffering that's entering in their life is going to break all the records for them. They'll be crying every single night. They'll be lost completely. They'll be helpless and hopeless and speechless. They'll have nowhere to go, no one to seek help from, no solution, nothing except darkness. For you, your separation and the period of isolation was a blessing. For these people, it's going to be suffering and only suffering, because as per their nature, they hate learning, they hate evolving and growing. So it's going to be even more difficult than it was for you. You choose, and you are the kind of person who, is willing to learn. They are not the kind of people. So you are smart enough to understand and guess what's coming their way. Don't worry about anything. Keep going, keep learning, keep evolving, because no one can separate you two. The love you two had and have is rising back, no matter what happened in the past. It was there, it is there, and it will always remain like that. And your person is connecting with that love here. And that love is going to bring them back in your life. Okay, so this is your update for today. This is your reading for today. I'll be back sooner than later. Till then, take care of yourself and your loved ones. Bye-bye.